Welcome to the Hill Factor. This is the Wrestle Vessel, and we're revisiting Backlash 1999, a really good show. What did you guys think?
I thought it was a very good show.
Anyone else got any opinions on this?
All in a decent show. Didn't really feel rushed at any point. Was well paced. Obviously, we'll go through the individual matches as we go.
As I was looking through the Wikipedia on it, it did say, this is from the Canadian Online Explorer, and it said, the World Wrestling Federation had something to prove and prove it did in reference to a lackluster WrestleMania. What was the WrestleMania before?
It was Rock Austin, wasn't it? Maybe.
Yeah, so 15.
That's what they hyped the Rock Austin match about this pay-per-view, because they said it was the first time that they had met again since WrestleMania. They were representing WrestleMania.
They say met again. It was the pay-per-view right after it.
Yeah, it followed Mania, didn't it?
Can we just talk about that logo? It looks like they couldn't fit the B in. So they just was like, oh shit, I've done it too big. So
it looks like they asked primary school students to design the best logo.
I think it's meant to be like Mankind's mask, but they didn't get the colouring right.
Yeah, because he was the cover guy, wasn't he?
Yeah, him choking out The Rock. Although that doesn't happen in the show.
No, they weren't even involved with each other.
I think maybe because it was in your house show initially, they probably were like half-assed the logo.
They were going to put a little roof over the B to make it fit.
Yeah.
So the opening scene, this was 1999, but yet I felt like I was in 1994. It looked so like dated.
It was only 5 years.
Yeah, but considering
a lot changes in 5 years.
Yeah.
Oh, I suppose
considering,
so, yeah.
I mean, by then you had like the Halloween Havoc scratch logo, which I know was trying to imitate. Halloween Havoc 2000 that was. But yeah, it looked dated, and they were winning the Monday Night Wars by this point.
Oh yeah, they were. So, there was no contest at that point.
Yeah, so you would have thought they would have upped their editing, sort of. But yeah,
I think they were
terrible
winning.
logo, terrible opening.
Off to a great start.
Off to a great start.
I mean, that was probably the worst part of the show, you know. So it only goes up from here.
You are kidding. Did you see the Undertaker match?
I mean, we've talked about it before, but our favourite promo, I think, overall is the 2001 WrestleMania with Rock and Austin.
Yeah,
I think
My Way
it's
promo.
so easy to compare to that. Nothing is going to be as good as that. But still, it was not a great start.
Opened with a good match, though. The Brood.
Can I just say, the Brood's probably got the best entrance I've ever seen.
Yes.
It's a great music to start a pay-per-view because it gets everyone amped.
Yeah.
Everyone loved the Brood music. And then you had the Acolytes and Midian, and you know you're going to be in for quite a tough contest.
Yeah.
Hard hitting, definitely.
The reason for this match, Christian had given away...
Steph's location, I think.
Is it Steph's location? Because I was a bit confused because I thought they said Steph. But yeah...
Ryan Shamrock, which was...
Ryan Shamrock was missing, so I thought maybe there was something to do with that.
I think Ryan Shamrock is a woman, first of all. They were after Steph, and they chose Ryan Shamrock instead. But supposedly, Christian had given away the location of either Steph or Ryan. And Undertaker then lashed him and crucified him. And then chucked him out
angry.
Because 1999 WWF.
Yeah, it was acceptable.
I'm pretty sure Ryan Shamrock in storyline was supposed to be Shamrock's sister.
Yeah,
that's
in
right.
real life, was his girlfriend.
Yes.
Oh, really?
Weird. Yeah, that must have been a little bit weird.
So he was having to act with his then girlfriend, pretending that it was his sister because Vince and his obsession.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
that's not the weirdest thing that goes on in this.
It's not the weirdest storyline that's happened. Yeah.
No. Which again, Vince.
What was the deal with the with Midian's iron of glass? Anyone know?
I don't know. It needed something.
Yeah, that was.
You know what I mean?
It wasn't even a massive prop though. It was like literally like this big.
And he just stares at it, and I was like, okay, this is a little bit weird.
Like,
When
okay.
did he become naked Midian?
Oh, mate, that was
No,
early
no, I thought we
2000s.
forgot about
I would not want to see a naked Midian.
Yeah, I think that might have been a year or so after, because it was after.
that.
Yeah. Teddy Long was the ref. I pop every time I see Teddy Long
Yes.
as a referee.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Teddy
What
Long.
a career run, as a manager to a referee to a GM.
This is a good match, though. Really, an opening match like this goes a long way to a pay-per-view, I think.
Yeah, I mean, from what I remember watching it is a fast pace as well, and you've got a mixture of styles in there as well. You've got obviously the AP hard hitting, you got Edge and Christian quite quick, and Gangrel and Midian I suppose are very similar in their styles as well.
Gangrel was in quite a good place in his career, I think, at that point as well. He was quite over. He was still quite athletic. Unfortunately,
he had his porn star vampire shirt on. So.
yeah. Do you reckon he wore that in his porno?
That's your homework for
that's your
now in the next video.
Well, there you go.
When it comes to the next video, he did actually wear it.
I've watched the whole thing.
You could tell from the start that Edge and Christian were going to be like proper stars, even during that time.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Because I'm wondering if this is one of the matches, because in interviews they've said that the Acolytes kind of put the new tag teams through their paces. I was wondering if this is going to be one of their matches where they don't hold a lot back, sort of thing. But it looked pretty even. Like nothing looked too stiff or anything like that. And then the someone I actually forgot was in the Ministry of Darkness comes out. Viscera.
Oh God.
The largest assist ever in wrestling history.
And it was kind of like, it wasn't even, I like how JR was going like he splashed him against the apron. He kind of just knocked him into the apron.
Yeah.
It didn't really look very safe.
No,
I mean,
it looked like it would probably hurt his hip.
Mabel, whatever you want to call him, has always had a reputation for being a bit snug, shall we say. Yeah, he just squished him.
Yeah.
And that was it. That ended the match,
Yeah.
That was it.
Close line from hell, done.
No, it was good. I enjoyed it. It's a good opening to the show. And then the next match was Al Snow versus Hardcore Holly.
I actually really enjoyed this match. It was
Yeah.
probably one of my
it went
favourite
on
matches.
though.
It did, but it was fun viewing.
I think
I loved Al Snow's character.
How
was
over
over.
was Al Snow at that point?
I know.
Massive.
When his entrance started, they popped their fucking shoes off.
Yes. Everyone loves Head.
I mean, as a kid, I didn't know what it meant.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So I thought I just loved this character. There was no.
What are you getting at, Sam? What do you mean? I don't understand what you mean.
When you're a bit older,
it's a
George,
head.
We're not going there. We're not going there. This is a wrestling podcast. You've
Okay.
got your homework.
Okay, so I've got to look at Vampiro's porno.
Vampire.
Vampiro's porno and find out what head actually meant.
I love the fact that when Al Snow did come out, under his sort of title was Al Snow and Head.
Yeah.
yeah, his head was like a
Yeah.
separate character unto
But
itself.
they never had. Well, not that I know of. Mick come out with Barbie and be like, and Barbie. Do you know what I mean?
I mean, it's going back to like the WWF Attitude Game. You could actually be Head as a character,
Yeah.
invisible body and hands and feet and the actual goal. But
Because
But I
99 WWF.
yeah,
I did think this match went on a little bit too long, though. I don't like it when matches go out into the street.
well, they had is it St. Valentine's Day Massacre? They had that match that went out into the river.
Crocodile pool.
Yeah.
Like,
I think that was quite successful. I think that's probably why they
hmm.
brought this one back. But I get what you mean. There was a few spots where, yeah, a bit boring. I think it was funny I think it was this match. It might have been the Big Show Mankind one. As they came back through the curtains after being backstage so long, there was a boring chant just about to start.
Yeah, that was. I think it might have been the hardcore match because the Mick Foley Big Show match didn't actually go back to the ring, did it?
No, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think you're probably right. I think the crowd will probably get a bit
I
tired.
mean, the Taker match got a lot of boring chants.
Oh,
We were talking boring chants.
So bad.
Can I just say that table in that hardcore match was so outdated.
Oh,
Yeah,
It looked like it had been dragged out the 30s.
it was so haggard, and but I love this era of wrestling because they have pans, pots, and stuff underneath the ring for no reason.
Everything.
Yeah.
So,
Hockey stick for no reason. Like, why?
Kayfabe. Can you imagine like how the crowd felt? Because obviously kayfabe was at its height. Like, I wonder why they've got pots and pans. You know, I just imagine them putting up the ring.
Under the ring.
Putting up the ring and just seeing like, right, okay, catering's closed now. We might as well just throw everything underneath there.
yeah.
You know, maybe it'll be used at some point.
Well, it was an okay match. I actually thought at the end Head won.
Because
Head like kind of covers.
I think that's part of what they hint at with the promo afterwards.
Yeah, the mic was a little bit off for that promo, so I was a little bit like, what? Because actually, the mics throughout this, like all the backstage promos, I was all like, what did you say?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hardcore Holly took quite a good bump, I suppose, but bad in the sense of where in the sound engineer part, and he sort of got a hip toss on top of the car. That was quite a good spot.
I thought
that was a
Snow that
brilliant spot.
Oh, was it? Yeah.
Yeah, big dent in the car. Yeah,
that
bit was
good,
good.
didn't it?
Yeah. But the ref starts counting it for a count out. And King and Jay are like, what's he doing? There's no count out. And I wonder if
hey ref.
I'm wondering if that's why Holly tried to pin.
Yeah.
Didn't look
I
like
reckon
that was
more
supposed to
likely,
happen. But who knows? But yeah, Al Snow won or Head won. I think it's kind of discussed later on. And then one of my favourite bits of the night, it goes to Undertaker talking to the Ministry of Darkness. The mic's shit at the start.
Yeah.
And then he goes, we are preparing for the arrival of the Hawa Power. He says Hawa Power in a totally wrong way. But yeah, it's class. I love it.
And he's so serious as well. Like everyone's staring at him longingly, and he's like, "Hawa Power."
The Hawa Power. I mean, I'm never going to say it to his face, but yeah.
No, you wouldn't. Especially to that Undertaker as well.
Yeah.
In his prime.
Can I say what a theme? That is probably.
Yeah.
Oh, so good.
It is such a good theme. I was going to say it's the best, but I'm not sure.
No, I wouldn't agree with that. But
best Undertaker theme, I mean. But then I remembered Big Evil. So.
Yeah, nobody talks about American Badass, do they?
No.
No.
It was confusing because it was like American Badass or Rolling.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, one is it? But interesting match next. Considering the Intercontinental title was the Workhorse title, it was the Godfather that was champion. No disrespect to him, but good in the ring.
Workhorse.
No. Versus Goldust and with the Blue Meanie.
Yeah, what the hell is that comparison?
I forgot they worked together.
Yeah, that was clearly not a good partnership because I
Yeah,
never
it was
remembered that
punch
happening.
I mean, what Blue Meanie?
What was he there for?
Yeah, to get beaten up by JBL. Apart from that,
the only part that I enjoyed of the Blue Meanie in that match was the part where Goldust had the powder thrown in his face.
Yes,
that was funny.
That was funny. I enjoyed that. That was quite fun. But other than that, I have no understanding as to why he.
But the worst part of this match, the Godfather, to me, is the best and the worst thing about Attitude Era.
Yeah.
Like he's fantastic, but then if you look back at it now, you're like, oh, no. Yeah.
It makes you realise though, because like he comes out and he doesn't get any reaction.
Everyone
only gets
him.
reaction when the hose come out or the lady.
hose got the biggest pop of the match.
Oh man, talk about how the times change.
Oh, you couldn't do it now.
Imagine they tried doing a gimmick like that now.
Oh,
good
On
lord!
TV for a week, and that would be it. The whole show would get cancelled.
I mean, in New Japan, you got someone called the Tokyo Pimp. He has one girl with him, and that's it. Like you don't get any. Like, that's probably the closest thing I'd think, kind of in comparison. But yeah,
maybe that's why he had the title because he was so over with with the crowd and his women, but
he wasn't over. It was the girls.
Yeah.
It was the pros.
I mean, I will always pop for the theme, but I think that might have been because I knew a hoe train was coming.
As a young teenager.
Young Aron's just sitting there like, what is this instrument between my legs?
Yeah.
Why is it going?
I don't know what a fatty is, but I'm happy to light one up for him. Do you know what I mean? Because pimping ain't easy, apparently. Godfather wins after interference from Blue Meanie, but it's actually detriment to Gold Dust. It was a decent match. And then it goes to Al Snow talking about his win. And I think this is the bit where he is discussing with Head that Head actually pinned Al Snow.
Sort of like rests
Hardcore Holly.
Hardcore Holly, sorry.
He uses the head to win the match, doesn't he? So he sort of
Yeah, knocks him out.
lays the head on his chest. So technically,
Head gets the pin.
was it the 24/7 rule wasn't round then? Was it?
No, I don't think so.
Crash Holly was the one. I think he came in early, late 90s. I'm not sure, but yeah.
I know
Jerry
there was
King.
one match.
Sorry, go on.
There was one match when Head was a wrestler and they used a Head and Shoulders bottle. It was against Too Cool, and they used a Head and Shoulders bottle and they put the Head and Shoulders bottle so the shoulders are on the mat on the head, and then they pinned the Head and Shoulders bottle.
Oh my god. He's just a complete brain blaster.
So no wonder you could be Head in the game because he was legit.
Yeah.
I'll never look at Head and Shoulders shampoo the same ever again.
Next match has a sad connotation to it because this is probably, I think, Owen Hart's last match as Owen Hart. Like,
It's at least his last
pay-per-view
pay-per-view match, anyway.
Yeah. He was tag teaming with Jeff Jarrett and the New Age Outlaws, and with Jeff Jarrett and Owen Hart had the most over thing in this match.
In probably the whole show.
Yeah.
Deborah.
I mean, I'm not going to lie, it was definitely the highlight for me, but, you know, it's just...
George, could you paint us a picture of what she was wearing?
Well, it was a black lace lingerie-esque bra and panties. I mean, I don't want to say too much in case I start getting a little bit excited, but I'm already losing my voice over it.
It was very revealing.
When she walked out, I was quite shocked because obviously it's been a long time since I've watched that. Completely forgotten about it.
Yeah,
and then obviously
it's such a culture shock now when you see that. A bit like with Godfather, and you're like, oh my god, this used to be wrestling.
Yeah,
this used to be women's wrestling.
Yeah, I mean that was only up until recently when you think about it. I mean that was still happening in like 2005, 2006.
Probably later than that. I mean, they say the Bellas started the kind of.
No, shut the fuck up.
But
no.
they claimed to anyway.
Yeah, they didn't.
Transition.
Yeah.
This is a whole nother topic for a whole nother podcast. I'm not getting into this now. Fuck the Bird Twins.
Yes, totally agree.
But it made me realise I actually liked Jeff Jarrett back in the day.
I thought exactly the same thing. I think I've been programmed to not like Jeff Jarrett.
Yeah.
But that's exactly
watching
why
any
he's
of his
so good.
match.
I mean, I watched him in WCW when he went over just after this. And he's just a good character. He's not the greatest, but he's just a good character. He loved to hate sort of thing.
I think the problem with him is that he went further than he should have. Like, it was like, this character has a limit, but yet he's champion. Like, WCW champion. I think people didn't really... But no, I can see he's great heel. Owen was good here. Really good.
Owen was fantastic.
Outlaws were over. This is probably almost their height, if not their height.
Well, again, the pop from their entrance. You know, everybody was doing the whole shtick that Roadblock was doing.
Yeah, and everyone knew every word as well. I mean,
exactly.
I was kind of mumbling it, but you know.
It's weird
you can see where the New Day get their shtick from. These days.
Yeah. What the fuck? Look, you don't need to ruin this podcast. All right, we're talking about the good old days, not the shit times that occur now. Okay.
I'll tell you what I want as a text message tone. I want the noise that King makes when he sees Deborah walk out. Like, auto ejaculation.
That's how I reacted when I first saw it. I was watching TV. I was quite calmly sitting there with a cup of tea, and he threw the tea all over the place.
He was literally employed just for those type of moments, wasn't he?
Oh yeah,
exactly. He's perfect attitude here, and we've just found out he's been replaced by Samoa Joe, right?
Which
5 minutes before we started.
Is fantastic.
I thought it was a good. When Deborah was walking to the ring and King was obviously pointing it out, and he asked JR what he thought, and he said, "I'm a happily married man, but I'll tell you later."
Yeah.
I thought that's not the same for JR, and I was very impressed. It was good.
We're talking about JR actually. If you look at the start when he's talking, his bell pause is really quite noticeable.
Yeah, I noticed that. Yeah.
I actually written that as a note. I didn't know if he had a stroke or something.
So
but
I looked it up because it stuck out straight away to me. And his dad had died the end of '98, and this is sort of the beginning.
He references that.
Yeah, he does mention it. Yeah.
And obviously, I think his mum or his dad died at the end of '98, and this is obviously quite early '99. And Bell Palsy then struck him again, and he came back, I think, the start of '99. So you can see he's quite severely affected by it.
He actually referenced his father. I think it was his dad because he referenced it during the Owen Hart, Jeff Jarrett, and New Age Outlaws match because they were talking about how Stu Hart was in attendance. And
was he?
I think. I'm not sure. No, I'm not sure if he was in attendance in there. I think, but they definitely mentioned Stu Hart on commentary, and then went on to say that he'd lost his father.
I know King was making jokes about him being so old that he hasn't bet on something since the Civil War or something like that.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, Christ.
Which you know that's Vince feeding that line to him.
New Age Outlaws win. Deborah doesn't get the puppies out, but everyone got to see that Mr. Arse himself was wearing a very nice black thong.
Yeah.
Can you imagine how
the crowd did not like?
Can you imagine? Yeah, you did get. Can you imagine how uncomfortable that must have been?
From the girls, the guys are like, "No, you've got Deborah there, and you're showing me Billy Gunn's arse." I mean,
I'll pop for it. To be fair, so.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, he's a good-looking lad. He was a good-looking lad back in the day, but you know.
And then Road
Here's
Dogg
a
did
question
some
for you: should Billy Gunn have been higher up the card?
Yeah.
You had the look, you had the build.
Should have been, but Rock ruined him.
Yeah.
That promo, to me, that was like, with the, please can I be, like when he's talking to God. Yeah, totally destroyed him for me.
You watch this match, and Billy Gunn and Road Dogg is in this match a lot. It's one of those hot tags that eventually happen, but Billy Gunn is so quick, and he does the great drop kick as well.
Oh, yeah.
It's,
I love both of their gears. Oh, the famous was good, yeah.
That was just beautiful.
But I love their gear because they never matched each other.
No.
Like,
they were always their own people.
Yeah. I mean, I
They're
love
always their own character.
And then we got this is probably one I hate this bit because Shane discussing whether he's gonna be like legit and straight down the middle tonight, and he's like, I'm gonna be like my granddad, who was a good man, not like my father, Vince. And he's like, I'm confused.
Do you know what I didn't quite understand? Was how he said, in the great words of my grandfather, Vincent something McMahon. If Stone Cold lays his hands over the Rock's shoulders, I will count 1, 2, 3. I was like, did your grandfather say that?
No.
That's very specific. It's very good for the moment, but I didn't ever hear him saying that.
He probably didn't even know the Rock existed.
He probably wasn't even born.
Yeah, and then it goes to McMahon, and I always credit McMahon being a good promo, but the start of this just felt so false when it was like, how do you feel? It must be weird. Weird? It's damn right surreal. And I'm like, Vince, what's going on?
Almost like getting out of his chair to say it. Like, yeah.
And then like Stephanie's like touching his arm, and I'm like, no thank you.
Is it when they're going to do it? Was this around the time when they were going to do the incest storyline?
I feel like it must have been because that kiss when she gets into the limo
is
too. Everyone says, Titus O'Neil kissed his son on the lips, but
I'm
that's
pretty sure his
something
son
else.
wasn't a fully grown woman.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Just to clarify, I'm pretty sure he wasn't.
And then probably my low-key favourite match of the night was the Boiler Room Brawl.
Oh, mate.
Yeah.
I loved it.
There were some good
Yeah.
spots in that. The spot where Mankind went through the table with the glass on it.
Oh,
That was quite brutal. And then was it where he hit the Big Show with the glass and he
cuts his hand over? I was
And
trying
it
to
was,
figure
like,
out whether
pissing
that
out
fake
blood.
or not. But then
Yeah.
when he's crawling up the
There's
ramp,
just blood everywhere.
just blood everywhere. I was like, no.
I mean, the part where just before he walks out, he puts his bloody hand on the wall. If that isn't got planned, that's great on Mankind's part.
Yeah. Yeah.
Great image.
But just so many things happen. Like that big old stage thing falls on top of him.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Yeah, there's like no way you can fake that. Like, that literally was like a good solid amount of weight coming down and just laying on him.
But it just shows Mankind being, Mick Foley doing crazy stuff just to help someone get over. Because Big Show, I don't know if he was over at this point.
I think he was probably,
wouldn't he?
yeah. I think he was just starting to gain momentum. I mean, obviously he was a heel at the time, but he was garnering good heel heat.
Yeah.
But if anyone tries to tell me that Mick Foley is not the toughest bastard who's ever been in WWE, then I
rewatched the 2013 documentary on him a couple of days ago. Wow. Like, some of the things he has done and puts himself through is
he nearly
shocking.
died. He nearly died in that match with Vader that ripped his ear off. He had to rip his ear off so that he didn't die. And he carried on the match.
I'm glad they stopped that Vader storyline with Mankind, because I think he would have died. Like, Vader's like talking in that. I know we're going off a bit here, but there's a bit where Vader's talking about Mick Foley. He said, "Yeah, I went out there one night. I didn't have my gloves on because me and Mick were going to go for it, and I cut under his eye and I broke his nose." And it's like, there's no like sorry about that sort of thing, because Vader was stiff.
How can you not be at like 400 plus pounds? Like,
but you don't have to go out there and break people's nose. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. No, I agree.
The spot where he did go through the table off the ladder, there was a set of sneakers or trainers that just fell on his lap. What was that?
Oh, yeah.
Is that sort of like a throwback to Terry Funk's trainers that come up in the Hell in a Cell? Don't know.
Subliminal messaging.
Yeah.
But Mankind wins this. But actually, some of them maybe laugh at the start. I think this was the second Boiler Room match ever, and JR goes, "He's won all the Boiler Room matches."
He's never
won
lost
that one with Undertaker.
Match, yeah. He's never lost one. Do you know what made me laugh as well? Was like, obviously they're in the match, and then they cut to Teddy Long standing outside, staring forward from a side profile. Just there was like, there's Teddy Long, and he's not there to count the 1, 2, 3. He's there to wait till someone comes out, and he's just standing, staring.
And how quick when he comes out!
Just grabs his
the winner!
hand.
Yay, bye!
Yeah.
And then Test and Big Boss Man attack him.
Yeah, I didn't understand. Why the Big Show started attacking Big Boss Man and Test. I thought they were helping him.
Yeah, I mean, he'd already won the match, so what does it matter? Or maybe this was a Big Show face turn.
Yeah, I think.
Who knows?
Oh man, have you ever seen one of them? Mate, this must be a very rare event.
I think, because I was saying earlier, there's so many factions involved. This whole pay-per-view, it's sort of
all merged into one.
Yeah, and I think after this, at a later point, they go back and reminisce the match, don't they? And Mankind seems to have some version of respect for Big Show. So I don't know if there was.
I really enjoyed that.
It was the Union or something like that. Another faction that comes off the back of the corporation and the ministry coming together. There's some other group of Test and Mankind.
The core.
Big Show.
The Nexus.
NXT.
Oh man.
I actually really enjoyed that bit when they go back, because Mankind's in Mankind mode. But we'll get to that in a minute. Next, we had a China and Triple H promo.
Before it all went wrong.
The start of the China promo was awkward. because it was something like they said, how do you know you're going to get what you want? And she's like, we always get what I want. Anyway, and then continues on with the promo, and I was like, oh no, I didn't like that first bit. Triple H hadn't totally gone full yet.
Yeah.
With every sentence.
He was like, X-Pac. He didn't go, X-Pac.
It's not Irish.
Your ass.
Had to have a bit of a giggle at the line of I made your ass, now I'm going to break it. X-Pac ended up breaking his ass on his own without Triple H's help.
Tearing it right
over. They planted the seed there. That was it.
But fake Tangalore on China. It was heavy, to say the least. Uncomfortable ring wear.
Yeah.
I don't know if she ever wore that in the ring, but I don't think you could wrestle in that. Then again, I used to think that you couldn't wrestle in Jeff Hardy jeans because I thought that would hurt, but who knows. Then it was the aftermath of the aftermath of the Boiler Room brawl. I think he generally dislocated his finger.
Yeah, it looked
really swollen.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Mankind just going through and go, that's where Big Show threw me.
And then he goes,
hit him over the head.
He goes, if I was to go and commit a crime, there's my DNA right there. And there's just a pool of blood on the table. And I was just like,
yeah.
It's so good.
It is good. And then we had X-Pac versus Triple H. X-Pac was over.
Incredibly over.
Yeah. People loved him. But
I actually really enjoyed that match. I actually thought it was a really good match.
With Kane. At that
well, we all know that Kane's somebody's favourite wrestler.
X-Pac started as well.
You know, I was really thrown off by Triple H's music in this.
Yeah, because I was like, this isn't my time.
Didn't understand that whatsoever.
To be fair, I didn't even know when he had my time, but it obviously weren't this time.
It must be very soon after.
Yeah. I thought Dan Severin had come into the ring. This is a good match. It was China's finisher, a punch, because they seemed to be shocked when X-Pac kicked out of a punch from China. They were like, oh my God, how did he kick out of that? I was like, it was a punch. It's not the women's right.
Because kayfabe.
Yeah. But it was good. Kane came out.
Yes.
And I forgot how they used to time his pyro with his music. Used to be perfect. It was so good. So good.
Well, I forgot how much I enjoyed the way he got out the ring.
Well,
he just used to fall back on it and then such a cool way of getting out of the ring. No one does that now. No. And I don't know why. Maybe because it doesn't look good. Like, I don't know, maybe it was just a Kane thing. You couldn't do it unless you were Kane. He
should just start doing it as he leaves his rallies now. It's just like, thank you for coming. Just rolls off a pole or something.
Did you see the baseball slide to Mike Chioda?
No.
Like, it could be easily missed, but looked really savage.
Yeah.
Like, this was like a baby Mike Chioda as well, wasn't it?
Yeah. It was a decent baseball slide. But China took a choke slam as well.
Yeah. Don't get that anymore.
No.
That was good.
What I didn't quite understand, I mean, I suppose it just went against the grain, which was good, was that, like, China interfered. It was like the typical China interferes, the heel interferes, and then the face turns up, comes down, runs rampant, but then the heel still won.
Yeah. Did X-Pac get his win back at any point?
I don't know. I don't remember him getting that back. Well, I suppose they were pushing Triple H to the sky.
Yeah, I know. But what would he have lost? Kane's like a machine.
I'm pretty sure, wasn't it? Because I remember they said in the New Age Outlaws and Jarrett and Owen match that it would be interesting to see the New Age Outlaws win because then they would face Kane and X-Pac.
That's right.
And X-Pac was obviously DX. And then I think shortly after that, X-Pac turned on Kane.
Yeah.
Oh, fair enough.
So I suppose he probably never got a win back because Triple H was running DX, wasn't he? So
yeah. Worst match of the night next.
Really?
Ken Shamrock versus Undertaker. I don't know why he did that. Lost all respect for him when he does that.
He just stands on the bottom of the stairs.
Bit of a weird gimmick thing, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, would you take the
Undertaker?
piss to his face though?
No,
No,
never.
no, you wouldn't,
Never.
because he's a legit badass.
Yeah.
You know?
Two guys you wouldn't mess with.
Yeah, no, neither of them.
Undertaker come out to the Ministry of Darkness theme.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. Gear as well.
I like the sort of like the beard, the underbeard as well that he's got there.
I think
Makes him
even
look-
JR says he looks like the devil.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
does.
yeah,
It makes him look
yeah.
so demonic.
But this was a boring. It was just ankle lock after ankle lock.
See, that
It
the
was
thing
really
is, it
slow.
was on. Yeah, it was on the mat all the time, and the whole purpose of it was what happened with Ryan Shamrock. He wanted to break Undertaker's ankle, so he kept going for the ankle. It was just so sluggish. I think
You see, I enjoyed this one.
Oh,
it's just. I don't know
If you go back and watch it, so JR, right from the get-go, is like, this is what Shamrock's going to do, this is what Taker's going to do. And that's exactly what they stuck to. If that match had been, I don't know, 15 years earlier, would have been saying, oh, the storytelling on it was fantastic.
yeah.
So it was a great match, just in the wrong era and totally not what that crowd wanted.
No.
yeah.
Yeah.
They
It's
want
fine.
puppies and hoes.
Well, yeah, because you'd had Chyna, Deborah, and the Hose, and that match had Paul Bearer.
Yeah.
Lovely
Palmer!
looking.
Palmer!
But
Yeah.
I would say with this match, they made Shamrock look strong hugely.
Mm.
They lost obviously, but it was almost on top for most of the match.
I mean, he was legit. You can't, but he just it's something missing. Do you know what I mean? Just didn't have it. Yeah. Does the Undertaker? I've forgotten. Does the Undertaker win and then APA come out? Not the APA.
Yeah.
The Acolytes come out.
They sort of interfere.
Or do they
Battle comes
interfere?
out, causes a bit of a distraction, and then Taker wins.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then he just goes in and beats the shit out of him after.
It might
Yeah.
just be that amongst the other matches, this just didn't hit it. If this was on a different pay-per-view, because at the start also, I actually thought this was, because I saw it was 99. I just watched the Dark Side of the Ring, and at the start of it, I didn't know that Owen Hart was in it, and they kept saying that a tragedy was going to happen tonight, and I thought, oh, if this is after the Owen Hart accident, this is ridiculous. You shouldn't be talking about anything like that.
Yeah.
But it turned out it was before it.
The tragedy was just the match.
Yeah, that was the tragedy.
I mean, he called it, but
Then it cuts to Mr. McMahon and Stephanie preparing to leave, and this is where the kiss happens. That made me go, no.
yeah.
Even says, no, give me a kiss, and it's like,
Oh, it just, oh man, it just makes you wonder what happened at home during those times, man.
Oh,
You know?
imagine saying to Linda, I've got a story. You're never gonna guess what it is. It's incest. What do you think?
And she's just gone, yeah, I think that's good for ratings.
Yeah.
I tell you what, the Taker Shamrock match, the crowd were well up for this final match though.
Oh yeah.
They exploded.
Definitely. Yeah, definitely.
But then nobody's going to top the Stone Cold Steve Austin glass breaks pop.
Oh,
Ever.
But even though Rock was playing a heel and people disliked him, he still got a massive pop.
Yeah.
When he
Then
came
again,
out.
the vignette to start before this match was great.
Yeah.
It was
Like,
good.
the build up. I was like, oh, actually, this is going to be a good one.
Another thing I wanted to ask as well. So during that vignette, right? You know the bit where he goes to meet Rock on the bridge, and they sort of did Stone Cold actually jump or like fall from? Or was that a dummy? Because
The Rock threw him over.
If that was Stone Cold, that must have been a horrible landing because he landed dead on
if
his
he did
back.
it in real life.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
Like, because if that was actually him, that was a horrible landing in the water.
Even though they got somebody else to do it.
Yeah. They went,
But either way, it's
do you
still
mind jumping off?
Yeah.
And the jobber, you fall out the bridge.
But no, it was a fantastic vignette. I mean, nothing will top the vignette for the Mania match.
My way, but yeah, no, this was good, and then it led into a Falls Count Anywhere.
No holds barred.
No holds bars match. Shayna's special guest referee. It was a good match, really good match.
Really good.
It was fantastic.
They were throwing each other about a lot. For those two guys, they weren't holding
No.
You know, anything. They literally destroyed the whole set.
Mm.
It was brilliant. And the
One of my
suplex.
favourite parts. Oh, go on.
Yeah, I was going to say the suplex. I think Austin did to the Rock on the ramp. That was
Yeah.
savage.
Yeah.
Some height.
One of my favourite bits was when The Rock picked up the camera and he was like filming the crowd, and he turns back round and Stone Cold's just like, and then stunners him on the thing. I thought it was great. And then JR I feel like JR's a great commentator, but whenever it was Rock and Austin, he was just 10 times better because he was so invested in it, and it just made it so much better.
I forget, and this isn't a slight on The Rock at all, I forget how small The Rock was compared to what he is now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You look at him
he was
like,
only 26. He was only 26 on this pay-per-view.
that is shocking.
It's crazy, isn't it?
Because everyone talks about Patrick Clark, Velveteen Dream, about how young he is and how good he is. But here, The Rock is fantastic. Like that,
And he'd already been like champ like 3 times at this point.
mental.
Yeah.
How old was...
A bit of a comparison. Roman Reigns is 35 now. Can you imagine him being a 3-time champion 10 years ago?
Still wouldn't be over.
Still would not. Yeah. Still would not be over.
Mr. Money in the Bank is 28. He's 2 years older than The Rock was at that pay-per-view.
That's crazy.
It's mad.
Crazy. One bit about this near the end of the match, all right, where so Shane does the whole like 1-2 and then.
Yeah, that annoyed me. You've just sworn for your granddad that he's going to do the pin, then you didn't do the pin.
Yeah, but
I know it's a heel move, but
then he walked and then he's like backing out, and Vince McMahon comes down and shoulder barges him with the title, and then he turns around, and then like this really awkward moment ensues where Shane obviously knows he's going to hit him with the title, but Vince isn't doing it, so he's going,
"Go on in, do it."
And then he hits him and just falls on him. Like,
yeah. I'm surprised he didn't tear both his quads at that point.
Yeah, well, I mean, that was probably going to come the following night or something like that, you know.
Yeah.
He probably did, but it's Vince McMahon. He just stood up, you know, torn quads and all.
It must have been weird, though, because especially at this point where McMahon and Austin had this huge feud throughout 98, for them to not align with each other, but almost be on the same side.
Yeah, but this was leading to Vince asking for help.
Yeah.
Because the Howard Power was coming.
Didn't
Didn't know Stephanie was taken yet, but the Howard Power was coming. So go on, DJ.
The whole thing with the higher power and Stephanie being taken, we're about 6-7 weeks off of it was me, Austin, it was me all along. So did Vince know that Taker was going to do what he was going to do?
He must have, must have been the idea that the higher power knew that he was going to get Steph taken.
Yeah.
Do you know what was a throwback to me? I don't know if you guys ever noticed it, but there's a security guard always outside the ring with the beret on. Quite a muscular dude. Does have a bit of attitude.
I've never noticed him.
Oh, man. It takes me back seeing that guy.
But, Stone Cold picks up the win. A new ref runs in and counts the pin.
New ref? Al Hebner, bro.
Al Hebner? He's not a new ref. He's been around for 100 years.
Excuse me. He is a new ref compared to Shane, who got knocked out.
He's
The
ref.
And then, does he have the Smoking Skulls belt, Vince? I think he does, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Chucks it at Stone Cold and then walks off. And then it goes to the best bit of the whole entire show. The acolytes come out. The acolytes come out and they're like, quick, get the limo out. No one noticed the Undertaker had gotten in the car, in the limo. And then... wind down the window.
And then, it cuts back to Vince just staring at Stone Cold. And it's like, he doesn't even know. He doesn't. Someone tell Vince.
Where to, Stephanie?
And then, he does, this really... I don't know if you guys noticed it. It cuts back to him again. And he's, creeping through the curtain. He's just like... Moves back. I thought it was... yeah. But overall...
Really good pay-per-view. Really good pay-per-view. I think I picked this one now because we got Backlash in 2 weeks, and nowadays Backlash is considered terrible. Normally Backlashes are bad.
The last good Backlash was when Jinder Mahal won the title.
Oh, dear God, really?
Yeah.
They seem to sort of pop up and then disappear for a few years, don't they? Backlash.
Yeah. But yeah, this one, first Backlash out, was fantastic. I think Backlash 2000 is also considered one of the best as well. I think something happens on Backlash 2000.
Austin
I'm going to
returns.
look. Does he?
Yeah. So he
okay.
annihilates everyone with a steel chair.
Oh, then, yeah, I mean, what more could you want?
What more do you want from a pay-per-view?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Funny enough,
Stone Cold Austin returns.
Rock beats Triple H for the title, I think.
And Chris Jericho's on the. I'll try to show you, but Chris Jericho's on the. Look at that for a punch.
Yeah.
They don't do
look
like
at
that
him.
anymore.
He was such a good-looking young man.
That looks like the.
About Jericho, early on in the Rock and Austin match, when they pretty much trashed the set, JR actually comes out with the line of "the walls of Jericho are coming down."
Yeah.
He did.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
4
When
months
the,
later, Jericho debuts.
Oh, JR
wow.
was just too good, man.
JR knew it was coming.
It is.
So out of, I don't know, what would you want to do? Star rating? 5 out of 5?
Meltzer rating.
Meltzer rating. I'll give it 5 Meltzers.
Right, but it would have been a 5-star, but it didn't happen in Japan, so you know.
Yeah.
No, I'd probably say 4 stars personally.
Yeah.
I reckon if the Taker and Shamrock match had been a bit more, giving it a bit more, then maybe I'd have given it a 4.5. But I'd go with a 4 personally.
Yeah, I'd say 4. 4.5 maybe.
Sounds good.
The only thing it was missing was a cameo from Katie Vick.
Oh, how did you get that in?
Sure.
So you know.
Well, on that note, thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell if you want to. Thank you very much, and we'll see you next time.